Hey, what's going on guys, it's Tom here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make some glossy Cinema 4D 3D text, very basic text, and yeah, this is basically going to be like the text you can see on my background here that says Sketch Arts. As you can see, it's nice and glossy, got a small amount of 3D effect going on there. I know a lot of people have actually covered this tutorial, but I thought why not just cover it one more time. So for those of you that haven't seen it, so just go ahead and open up Cinema 4D here. And now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump straight into the render settings. So if you press render settings, and then we're going to straight away going to go to the output. Now you want to change the width to 1280 times 720. These are the YouTube dimensions. So 720. Resolution doesn't matter too much, and as you can see here, this is all the stuff for the for video, and don't really want to mess with that. So we're going to go to the save, and then just save it as anywhere you want to save it. I'm going to save it as tutorial text 2. So just save it where you want to save it. Then change the format. If you click on this, it'll give you a little drop down, and then change it to PNG. And then click the alpha channel. This will mean it has a transparent background. Okay, so now we're gonna add some effect. So we go effect, global illumination. Can also mean also sometimes called GI. So if you ever see that on a tutorial, GI, or on a texture, GI, that means global illumination. And now what we're gonna do is go over to the radiance and cache. I think it's, I could be completely wrong. And I'm going to change the stochastic samples to high. And basically what this does is it helps the lighting on the text, but it will increase the render time severely. It will make the render time a lot longer. So if you're making a movie or something, I'd recommend not having this, or having the stochastic samples to low, which will make the render time shorter. Okay, now we're going to go into effect and add another effect right here. This one's called ambient occlusion. This will add some shadows and give quite a nice effect to your text. Okay, so now I'm going to go to maximum ray length to 150. Then I'm going to put the contrast to 30, like so, and that should give you, that is just personal preference, but it should give you a nice effect on your text. Okay, now we are just going to add a basic MoGraph text. So if you go to MoGraph, MoText here, it will just give you a basic text like so. So the first thing you can do is go to align and change it from left to middle. And then straight away we are going to add in what you want your text to say. So I'm going to put tutorial. Like so. Okay, and then I'm going to now add the font. So if you click on font there, and then I'm going to be using the font American Cartoon, that one there, and you can download some free good fonts in a website called dafonts.com. Might link that in the I'll link that in the description, so you can go and check that out and get some nice free fonts. Okay, so now I'm going to change the depth. You can pretty much put the depth between anywhere between 50 and 150. So I'm going to put it at 125, as I want it to be quite thick and bulky. So I'm going to put it at that, and that is pretty much it. Apart from, we're just going to change the caps. As you can see here, the text is very angular. It's not very smooth. So if you go to caps, start, press fillet caps, and then put the steps to 3 and the radius to 3. Just gives it a nice little smooth edge finish. As you can see, it's not quite so sharp on the edges. And then you might want to put the back one. This is more relevant if you're doing films, but we're going to put the back one to exactly the same. I would have thought that's what you wanted. And I think that's pretty much it for our text right there. That is just some basic text. So now we're going to add a material to that. As you can see, it doesn't have a lot of colour at the moment. So we're going to go File, New Material at the top, or you can press Ctrl N. I'm going to double click on this little material here, which will bring us up a material editor, and then we're going to click, if you click on this little rectangle here, it will take you to the color picker. I'm going to pick a mid-red. You can scroll it across, find the right color for you, but I'm going to pick a mid-red like so. And then I'm going to go to luminance, and I'm just going to tick the luminance. I'm going to put it to about 10. That's completely optional, but it adds a bit of brightness, bit of reflection. But bring this on to the next thing we are going to tick, which is reflection. So if you tick reflection, and then put the brightness down to about, I'm going to put it to 25. Now as you can see, that gives it a bit of shine and reflection. So if you go texture, and next to texture there is a little arrow here, and if you click on that, it will give you a drop down, and then click on Fresnel. And then if you put Fresnel to about 20, the mix strength, that gives quite a nice effect there. That is pretty much it for a basic material that we're going to add. So now if we just click off of that, click on the material in the bottom left and just drag it on to where it says MoText up here, or you can drag it straight onto the text in the viewer like so. Either way is perfectly suitable. Okay, so now the next thing, if we scroll out, we're going to do is going to add in a light, which start getting those reflections going in the ambient occlusion. So if you go on this little thing here, I don't really know how to explain it, with the 4 arrows, and then click on it, and then go and click on light. Now if I'm just going to rotate to the right here, and as you can see, that's where the light is, it's just on the text. And if you click this, get this blue arrow here, and then pull it, which is the Z, and then pull it out, and now as you can see what's happening here, the further you pull it out, the brighter the text gets. So I'm going to put it out to, I would say, to about 500 centimeters. That is always a good place to start, I would think. So as you can see, it's kind of starting to look a bit different as it did before. So all those reflections will start to get going. Then can we render this out? Yeah, if you just render this out here, as you can see, that's what the text is looking like at the moment. So you can move, like change those lights, might pull it down a bit. And if you want to add another light right here, and then pull it out to the side, and then you might want to add another light again, pull it out to the side. And then what I'm going to do on those two lights, so I'm going to put them both to 50 on intensity. And then I'm going to add one more light for the backlighting, and I'm just going to rotate, pull the Z out a bit, then up it on the Y angle, just lighting the top like so. This should give you some nice glossy text, and just moving the camera like so. Oh, that's the wrong button. Now if you just get it so it's facing straight on to the text, and then try and get your camera as close to the floor as you can, like so. And then it's just a case of positioning the camera in the right place so the tutorial text is within the right boundaries, and then this is just how it's going to show up. So let's just click on that and see what this looks like now. Now as you can see, the text is starting to look a little bit better. As you can see, those ambient occlusion shadows there, that is the darkness in between the letters casting shadows on themselves. Okay, so that is pretty much it for some basic Cinema 4D text. And if you click on that button I just did there, that will render it out. As you can see, because of the certain different effects on it, it's taking quite a while to render out, but there we go, taking about 15 seconds. Now there are many different things you can do, like if you want it to be a lot more glossy, which it will be if you add it to a Lightroom. Lightrooms are fairly hard to make. I will probably provide some Lightroom packs later, not quite sure when, but they will definitely enhance the aesthetic parts of the text. So that is pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.